All right, welcome to 2022. Let's say you want to sell your house this year and you want to get top dollar for the house. I've got 5 tips that will help you not only sell your house, but get top dollar for that house, maximize the equity, get that home sold quickly in 2022. This is Steve, real estate agent with the Malone Realty Group at eXp Realty. Thanks for joining us today. So let's go over some of these tips. And the reality is, I'll give you a little hint. The tips here in 2022 are really the tips that we would tell people at any other time. These are the classics to get your house ready to sell. Now, keep in mind, this market that we're in right now, there are not a lot of homes on the market. There are a lot of buyers in the market. And for that reason, more than likely, if you list it and it looks good and the price is right, it's probably going to sell. And you may even get multiple offers. The question is, do you want to get a few offers and sell close to listing? Or do you want to get a whole bunch of offers and get way above list price? If you want to do that, follow these tips. And these tips will all precede when our team comes in. When our team comes in, our stager will come in and rearrange everything in the house, bring pieces if she needs to. You know, they do the photography, we do the videography, things like that. So all these tips are things that you will do before we come out and kind of get the house ready to officially list. All right. So the number one thing you want to do, declutter. Again, these are all pretty simple, but worth saying them, worth having that punch list. So you got 5. Number 1 is to declutter. Let's start getting rid of stuff in the house. We're going to make the house look bigger. Okay, buyers want more bang for their buck. So if you've got a house that has a lot of furniture in every room and there's nowhere to walk, the same size room, there's a lot of furniture you can't walk, buyers are going to say it's a small room. But if you've got a bed that's a little bit smaller and maybe a few pieces and you can walk around the room all of a sudden looks bigger. You want to declutter. You want to get some stuff out of the house. And one of the other cool things for you is when doing that, A, not only do you want to declutter to make it look better for the buyers, but B, you're going to be moving anyway. You're going to be boxing the stuff up anyway. You're going to be getting it out anyway. You can either store it in the garage or you can get yourself one of those storage units. You can put it there. So we're going to go ahead and get ready anyway. We're going to be moving the stuff anyway. Go ahead and do it ahead of time and set the house up to really shine. So you want to declutter, get everything out of the house that doesn't need to be in the house. That's going to help the house to really look the part when you go on the market, right? That's number 1. Number 2, we want to depersonalize. This is a hard one for people to see and a hard one for people to go for. Am I saying that you absolutely 100% have to take every single picture off the wall of your family, every single one? You probably don't have to take off every single one. I completely get that. That being said, if you've got a 2-story foyer and the entire 2-story foyer has 1,600 pictures of all your grandkids, that's very cute. That is not going to help sell your house. Our goal when we sell your house and we list your house and we stage your house, we want the buyers to see themselves in the house. We don't want them to see the current sellers in the house. And that's a hard thing to tell our sellers and get our sellers to realize. But the reality is if we want to get the best number for your house, we want to sell it for the most amount of money, and we want to do it as fast as possible, we want the buyers to really fall in love with the house. So we're going to depersonalize it as much as possible. Yes, it's weird to put the house on the market and live in the house for a month and having nothing personal on the walls. So if somebody wants to keep up their wedding picture or a few things here or there, we're not going to fight people about that or be upset about that. But if you want to really get top dollar, let's take the 1,600 pictures down. We'll leave a few up here and there. But again, our goal is to have them see themselves in the house and not you. And again, that doesn't just go for pictures, but there may be other odds and ends around the house that it might make more sense to take those down, and just let it be more of a blank slate to let the buyers see themselves in the house. So that's number 2. Number 3, clean. Seems obvious, but I'll tell you what, as an agent that works with both buyers and sellers, we go into some houses and we see some train wrecks sometimes. And I mean, it's like they first go in the house, it's in a really hot area. I remember one specifically in Buford that we went to go see, and we walked in the house and it's like, I mean, they didn't even like sweep or like clean off the countertops. And it's like, did they know they were selling their house? It was just amazing how unclean the house was. Clean the house. Okay. And again, that seems logical. And then, but the cleaner it is, the better it's going to be, the better it's going to show. You don't want buyers to come in and think to themselves, oh, this house is dirty, because When they start to think this house is dirty, they then start saying, if they're not taking care of the house when it's showing, what else is wrong with the house? It just leads the buyers down the wrong path. All right, we want them going down the good path. We want them to come in and just like, oh, would you just look at this house? That's what we want them to say. If they come in and they're like, oh, they didn't sweep? What, are they crazy? You know what I mean? So we don't want to do that. So that's number 3. We want to clean. You want to do, we want to sweep, we want to mop, we want to clean counters, we want to do baseboards, we want to, clean cobwebs, we want to do everything we can possibly do, clean the lint from the air returns, the HVAC returns, things like that. We want to clean as many little things as possible. We don't want to leave anything to chance. We don't want anything to raise any red flags when people come in. We just want them to just fall in love with the house. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to clean. Number 4, we're going to touch up paint. If not, just flat out paint certain rooms. If you have not painted a room in 10 years, maybe time to paint the room. Yes, painting a room for a whole day stinks. It really does. It has amazing benefit when you go to sell your house if it is freshly painted versus a house that has not been painted in 15 years. Yes, it stinks to lose the afternoon. Get the gallon of paint. You go to Lowe's, go to Home Depot, get the gallon of paint, come home, and just knock that room out. Especially if it's the kitchen, the master bedroom, or the master bathroom. Those are the 3 most important rooms in the house. So if those 3 rooms need attention, pay them a lot of attention. Be sure that all the paint looks great in there. We want neutral tones. We don't want anything loud. You don't want fire engine red in any of the rooms. You want nice, quiet tones. And if you have any questions about that, reach out to us. We can send you a list of what some of the colors of the year, the colors that are in style right now are. And that's something our stager talks to our people about too. But if you're doing that ahead of time, paint those rooms if they haven't been done in a while. If some of the other rooms, if it's just like a scratch here, a scratch there, me, I have 73 kids. It's 5, but it feels like 73 sometimes. They get scratches in the wall, believe it or not. If you have some paint, you can touch those up. So you touch up the places where there's scratches, especially in the secondary bedrooms. But it's not a bad idea to invest the time, invest the energy into painting the master bath, and the kitchen, being sure those are tip-top. Foyer is not a bad idea either. The reason why is that's the first place people come in. So that's when they walk in, that is the first breath of the house they get, so to speak. So that's where you want the light to be great there, you want the paint to be great there, all that stuff. So paint, very important. If it needs to be touched up, touch it up. If it hasn't been done in 15 years, you may want to paint some rooms. So there we go. All right, number 5, let's clean the carpets. Okay, we don't necessarily always have to replace the carpets, but let's go ahead and clean the carpets for 2 reasons. I'll call it 3 reasons. Number 1, it does help with the smell of the house, makes the house smell a little bit fresher, especially if you pair that with painting some of the rooms. So you got that. Number 2, it does remove stains, especially, if there's, not necessarily bad stains. If there's just minor stuff, it pulls it up. Again, we don't want the buyer to see anything wrong with the house. We want the buyer to just fall in love with the house right away. So, that helps with that. Number 3, when we typically see that the carpets get cleaned, it kind of provides a little bit of life to the carpet. So if the carpet hasn't been replaced in the last 10 years or so, maybe that could give the carpet a little bit of life when you go in to show the house. So do you have to replace the whole carpet? It all depends, from time to time. But if it's been 5 to 10 years, if you get it cleaned and you've taken care of it, you may get away with not having to replace all the carpet. Now, if you haven't done the carpet in 20 years, not a whole lot we can do to help that. You might want to do the carpet, but keep that in mind going into it. You may want to get the carpets cleaned at the very least before going in. And then I'm going to give you a bonus one. The bonus is curb appeal. Now, I'm not talking you to put $15,000 into the front yard, but remember, when people drive by and people drive up to the house, they are making assumptions right off the bat. So we want the front yard to be good. We want any kind of leaves or anything out of the front yard, out of the front yard. We want everything trimmed up. If it's springtime, or summertime, you want the lawn mowed and keep it nice and short and keep it, under control, everything trimmed up, nice. The front porch needs to be swept, all the cobwebs taken care of, things like that. Curb appeal. You can add, some flowering plants and things like that. Is it a 100% you need to? No. Will it help? Of course. Absolutely. When the person's walking up and the buyer's walking up to your house, you want them to just get that feeling, that, oh my goodness, I'm home type feeling. And it doesn't feel like that when there's a pile of leaves and the bush is overgrowing the sidewalk and you have to walk around the bush and then there's cobwebs, and we don't want to do that. So keep that in mind. So there's your number 5A, 5B, or whatever. It's like it's an extra. So I said 5, you got 6. That's a deal. So there you go. So again, declutter, depersonalize. We want to clean. We want to touch up the paint or just straight out paint. We want to clean the carpets, and your bonus one is curb appeal. Again, that seems simple, but that will give you at least that checklist, that punch list. If you do all those things and then you turn to a realtor and you say, hey, we're ready to sell the house, we're ready to list the house, you'll be well on your way. Then you just need to worry about, and we just need to worry about focusing on, the stager and really, fine tuning everything. If everything's already been done, all we have to do is fine tune and really get it to sing and dance. It just puts us ahead of the curve. And that will get you sold with multiple offers and get you a much higher offer than if you just listed the house. So there you go. That's how we're going to approach it in 2022. If you have any more questions, give me a call, 470-233-4409. Again, this is Steve, Malone Realty Group, eXp Realty. Have a good one. Hey, thanks for watching the video today. If you want more information on what's going on in the real estate market, take a look at some of these videos over here that we've posted, keeping up with what buying, selling, things that are going on in the North Georgia market. But if you want to keep up with everything that we post to our YouTube channel, be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel down there, bottom right. That way you won't miss out on anything.